Hello everyone. We have standard English and convention SAT writing question with a difficulty of 3 out of 3. Let's get into it. In the 1950s, novel audio technologies allowed the addition of another instrument to jazz and music blank. So I'm gonna note that we have a subject and verb. Technologies allowed. So we have independent clause here. And then a blank relatively quiet instrument. Its full range of sound was finally audible alongside the blaring brass instruments of the time. We do have another independent clause. Full range or range was audible. And then we have participial phrase. Allowing flutists like Benny Maupin and Bobby. So this won't make an independent clause. It just modifies the range. So let's look at the answer choices. If you go with A here, we are finishing up with the independent clause. No, we don't actually. We have a comma, the flute A. So in other words, we're not even having semicolon here, and suddenly you're jamming two independent clause. Okay, so I will also say this is also the another independent that caused a run-on sentence. Specifically the comma splice. In other words, you're just putting commas to connect to independent clauses, and that's not correct grammatical usage. So A is out. B, music, the flute, a relatively quiet instrument. The problem is that you're introducing now this new subject, flute, and then they just leave you like suspended, like flute what? Because the main sentence in the second one is range was audible. Its full range of sound was finally audible. So this makes no sense. Now third one, put the semicolon as if you can combine two independent clauses without a problem, but it's still having the problem that flute, a relatively quiet instrument. So in other words, you're introducing new subject here, and then we have noun phrase such as appositive to describe flute, but then we don't have a verb that follows that. Suddenly we have like new subject coming in, like range was audible. So that also caused a problematic or problem. Now D is a good choice because we say we finish the sentence. Music, and the fact that we use a colon is telling us the item, and if it's just written as one item, that's like an emphasis. It's the flute that was added to the jazz and swing music. And we finish that. A relatively quiet instrument is actually referring to the flute we just mentioned, and it's acting as a noun phrase for the independent clause that follows. So D is the correct answer.